Okay, here's what happened underneath this hydroelectric dam, and they were just under construction. I don't think it's anything to do whatsoever with the dam. Here it goes, and this will freak you out, and I think I understand it. Now they're driving through this tunnel, and then all of a sudden this slamming and these portal-looking things happen. Now watch, and I can understand. I understand exactly what's going on. Here it goes.
Sí.
See what they're seeing ahead of them? All right, they're driving through this fog-looking stuff right now, and it's shooting up, and it's pulsating, shooting up, dropping down, and they're saying it's slamming like atomic bombs going off. Now watch. Boom, gone. Those aren't particles staying in the air. Hear that? Shh. You hear the sizzling? You can still hear a little sizzle every now and then. It's pulsations. Now watch this.
Está todo el túnel así.
Ooh.
Sí, el puta está buscando la jalea por donde sea.
I don't know what they're saying, but I don't know. I know what I'd be saying. Watch this. Look at this. All right, now remember the sounds. Remember these are flashing up and then just going right away. And remember this brilliant light at the end here. Now, I'm not sure about that brilliant light at the end, but I think I understand why it's there, but I think that was a stationary light that was part of the mining operation, and it just happened to be so brilliant because of what was also in this tunnel, and we are going to explain that right now. All right, now this takes me back to 4 years ago. And I did this video. It's back September 2015. This guy says at 8 minutes it sounds like a rotating rock drill, and he's correct. Here's what happened. I was commenting on the Earth collapsing because Obama was going to let him drill in Arctic, and I went insane, and I really did. I've got a whole batch of videos about this, but let's just go with this one for now. I did this about the surface of the Earth. And they're underneath normally the organic cover. All right, I'm talking about these blue holes, and they cover the whole Earth, and they are collapsing. And the reason they're collapsing is that we've sucked all of the vital fluids out of the Earth, and we've done all kinds of terrible things. Now they're fracking the Earth and cracking these structures. Now wait till you hear this. But anyway, these are the kind of structures. Let me open this up. Look, these blasts of light are coming out of the Earth. And it's because the fabric of the Earth is collapsing. Now this goes a long way back. And they're seeing, look at this. This was an airline pilot seeing this coming up out of the ocean. The fabric of the Earth is collapsing. This was another one where a sinkhole collapsed and all the atomic gases exploded. This is here. I'll go to here. Now wait. Wait till you hear this. It's going to blow your freaking mind out of your head. So far, the mystery booms have remained elusive with only 3 or so videos posted. Listen. That's what's happening. Now, these are loud booms they're hearing. You hear that? No idea what causes them. They don't. But these are happening deep in the Earth. You hear this? Listen. And the surface of the Earth is collapsing, doing the fracking and putting all poisons in the Earth and all the acids they're ingesting in there and all the fluids we removed from the Earth. It's just... Now, this was long before that video of the hydroelectric dam. So this is not something that's unknown, and it's something that apparently is reoccurring. Well, obviously reoccurring, because they seem to be this pulsation. You just listen. Now, like I said, I did this over about 4 years ago. Here it goes. It's a cellular structure, and the weight of the Earth is collapsing these cells now. And when they collapse, they can create photon pulses. They're seeing them all around the Earth. And they're actually shooting out like a Roman candle. Watch it. This is... You see that? That's what's going on in that cave. and they're happening all over the earth, and they're not being looked at. Science is just trying to figure out how to exploit the earth, not how to fix it. All right, that's my attitude, and it's still my attitude. Anyway, where do you hear this one's out? Well, I'm just going to let it go. It's not good. And they're happening, and I've talked to people all around, and they're happening everywhere. So it's not. It's the fluid removals. That was my guess back then. It's still a guess. Anyway, that's what's going on. All right, look at this. This is an explosion. They're calling it. No, wait, hold on. Wait, there it is, right there, right there. This is going to explain what you saw in that tunnel. Watch it again, real careful. So you'll see those same vapors going off in the air. They are electrons. It's the fluid removals. Look, the dog knows it. Watch. Anyway, that's what's going on. Boom, there they go. This is an explosion now. You see the vapors going up through the air? What it's doing is it's vaporizing the water molecules that are in the air, because it's just flushed through there with about a bazillion electrons, because that collapse causing one of these electron pulses. And what they were getting in that cave was electron pulses. That's what caused that vapor. The same exact thing as this. I'm going to back it up another time. Now look just real careful. All right, here we go. All right, you ready? Don't miss it. Here goes. That's what's going on. Boom. All right, look at this. This is an explosion. See it? They're calling it a volcanic explosion. I think it's more of a sinkhole explosion. It was a sinkhole explosion. And they're going to get popped with that explosion. They must have been freaking out. Listen to this. See, they don't have a clue what causing this.
He finds the booms have been heard all over the past few years in different parts of the country. Many people who live in West Warwick, including me.
Now, I did this again. This was in 2014 or something like that. And here they're saying it goes back years. All right, so this is, I'd like to know what the hell is going on. It'd be interesting. But when I saw this underneath that, and those guys driving through there, it looked like they were going through portals, and it had nothing to do with portals. Those are flooded with electrons, and that's my new electron flood theory anyway. And you can flood the electrons. That's electron flooding, and it is caused by some kind of compressive, interactive event in pulsating form. And I can't account for that, but I can see it, and I know what's going on. And you're going to see it right here.
All over the past few years in different parts of the country.
Many people who live in West Warwick, including me, are wondering.
This is in Rhode Island. So this is all over the country.
November 13, 2014, a mysterious boom rattles doors.
Anyway, they just don't understand it, but that's the collapse of the surface of the earth. Okay, these were very, very strange noises, and they are the sounds of the collapse of the structure of the surface of the earth. And they were heard in New York. That was a guess.
And the United Kingdom.
And the United Kingdom, the same exact time. Now listen to this. You hear that? Those are biodigesters crushing. That's a guess. Very strange. In both places at the exact identical time, and it's never been explained.
It's very mysterious what could cause such loud bangs that they traveled this far. For them to be so out of place.
Never been explained.
And
these are sounds coming from the earth. And they're hearing these in multiple places, not just here. They sound like sirens. Now, there's all kinds of people saying, "Oh, this is God's this and that." It could be. I have no idea. I just want to know what it is. I couldn't care. I do care, but I don't care what you think. Let me put it that way. I don't care what you think. I want to know what it is. And he's making these noises, and I think that the entire surface of the earth is being wrenched. All right, we're cracking the earth. We sucked everything there is out of it. Anyway. And totally unexplained. That's 2013. It's like the crushing sound of a beer can. It's like they're crushing the earth. Now, I'm going to show you one last pic, and then I'm going to let you think about things or ask somebody, well, what are you going to do? I don't know what to do either. Well, I'm not going to bother showing you any more gloom and doom because there is nothing you can do unless we can get out of the energy situation we're in now. And the only way we can do that is that I can think of is to create free energy. And the only way I can think of, and I've been thinking hard, is to create fusion. And the only way I can think of to create fusion is to create accelerated heavy particles in a vacuum and then put them through a Venturi, which requires no additional input, and then plasmatize them and let them fall back down to become less massive than they were, and then it gives off a whole bunch of electricity. And because you have extra deuterium and tritium are heavy hydrogens. When they explode all their particles away from them and then they come back, those particles, there's excess particles left over. Those particles become available and they become forced out, really. And you need to suck them off with some kind of an electrode, send them out to do whatever job they have to do, and utilize them as an electric source. But you have to be able to accelerate the particles to make them crush into each other's regions. These particles will come through here like donuts, big donuts. And then they get down in this area, and these donuts can no longer maintain that. They have to crush into each other's regions. When they do, they end up little particles, and all the little bits and pieces that made them into donuts are gone. They're little crumbs now, and they're all crumbs floating around. And when they come out the other side, over there, all those little particle crumbs come down to a more stable donut. The first donuts up here, they're huge. They're all flopping all over because they got way too many particles. They're heavy. They're heavy. Too many particles for hydrogen. Way too many. And they crush up and they all go together and they say, well, now that we're in this condition where like all just bits and pieces, I'd really like to get stable. Let's get stable together. And they say, okay, let's become helium. It's okay. What are we going to do all the rest of the stuff? Well, that'll go out through that electrode. That is where, and this, because it's no more than a restriction, and that means nothing more than forcing these particles to destroy each other exactly like head-on. Nothing to absolutely identical, only it's this way. No difference. So if I go this way, what's the difference if I go that way or if I go this way? No difference whatsoever. The case is closed. We could do fusion. If we could do fusion, there's the only chance I can think of to get the hell out of this problem we have.